Hello everyone and welcome back. So in this video we are going to learn about what is scaffold and we are also going to explore its various attributes. So let's get started. Earlier I have told you what is the difference between a stateful and a stateless widget. So for this home attribute, first let us create a class which is extending a stateless widget. So a stateless widget is that widget where the user interacts with the app, so there is no changes in our applications, okay, such as text and icons and as well. Okay, so let us remove this scaffold from here, and for instance just comment this. Now I will show you one shortcut for creating a stateless widget. All you have to do is type STL and just press, and it will show you the short keyword of stateless, and just press tab. It will generate the complete code for your stateless widget class. All you have to do is write a name. So let us give it my home page. Okay. Now if I give my home page a name starting with a small case letter, then you can see it is showing me a yellow line. Okay. Now this is because of our Flutter lint package. Okay, so it will show you the proper rules to define a class name, and here it is showing me that name types using upper camel case. Okay, so with the help of this Flutter lint package, as I have told you earlier, it will give you a good coding practice. Okay, so now that particular minor error has been gone. Now the scaffold is another class which is used in Flutter for application design. It implements the basic material design, visual layout structure. This class provides APIs for showing snack bars, drawers, bottom sheets, and etc. So let us first create an app bar. Now over here each class is having a widget build method which is taking a build context. Now this context is the current context of your application. Okay, and the build method, as the name suggests, it will build whatever code or whatever UI code you have written inside it. Okay, and it will return it in our application screen as visual components in the form of our widgets. Okay, so we will always return a scaffold first. Okay, and here we will write down the code of our app bar. So here we have written the code of our application bar, and we will just hot reload it. It is giving me some error. Okay, yes, because I have not passed the home attribute of our material app, so it doesn't know what to show. Okay, so we have to pass our initial route, which will be our my homepage class. Okay, now again it is giving me showcase error, so just simply click on it and it will give you add a const modifier. Okay, and it will be gone. Now we will again hot reload it. So again it is showing me some error. So earlier the problem was not with the const keyword, it was because we have not given the home attribute the proper value earlier, so that's why we have to hot restart it. So hot reload won't work. Okay, if we are setting an initial route, then again we have to completely hot restart our application, which we can do by typing capital R over here. Okay, so here we have created a beautiful app bar. Now the app bar is also having other properties like a background color. So if you want to provide some background color, all you have to type the colors dot, and here it will provide you a list of background colors. Okay, so let us say red, and after this, if you want, it is having another property named actions. Now inside this action it will take a list of icons, okay, or that you might have seen in various application. In every application, that each app bar is having some items on it, like whether it is a settings button or a navigation drawer and so on. Okay, so if I write one icon, so to declare an icon in Flutter is you have to write icon widget, and inside it provide an icon names which starts with icons dot, and it will give you a list of icons. Okay, so let us select any icon and we can just showcase it. Again we have to add a const modifier. Simple. Now the main use of const modifier over here is that if you type const, then whenever you are going to build your application, it won't consume that much space. Okay, it will be already compiled once. Okay, so it will give you a boost in performance. Okay, so again simply just reload it. This time, as you can see, our app bar color is changed, as well as we are having one icon on our application bar. Okay, now we'll explore some other options, like you can even set the elevation of your app bar to 0. Okay, so you won't see any sort of elevation in that. Then as well, so whatever, if you once set this attribute to true, so whatever text that you have provided to your app bar, it will be adjusted to the center of your application bar, as you can see over here. Okay, now you can even change the background color of your scaffold. Okay, now let us make it white. It is already white, then let us make it black. Okay, and simply hot reload it. Okay, so pressed it over here. So now you can see your complete scaffold is black right now. Okay, now the another attribute, now we'll make it again white as well. And now the other attribute of scaffold is body. Okay, so this attribute is the primary content of the scaffold, okay, which is displayed below the app bar and above the bottom of the ambient media query. Okay, the widget in the body of the scaffold is positioned at the top left of the available space between the app bar and the bottom of the scaffold. Okay, so to center this widget, instead consider putting it in a center widget and having that be a body. Okay, so in simple or in a layman terms, that whatever the visible portion of your screen or of your device is your body, okay, except this application bar, or if you put some bottom navigation bar, then the visible screen will be your body. So inside body you can put your remaining widgets as well. So we will put some other basic widgets of Flutter like a text, and we will keep it in center. So inside its body we will return a text and we will write hello world. Okay, again just make it constant. Now let us just double click it and we want to make this text shown in the center. Okay, so it will give you this icon of a bulb, and all you have to do is wrap with center. So it has wrapped our particular text with center, and also make it const. Okay, now just hot reload it. So as you can see that in our scaffold body we are having a text which is wrapped inside a center widget. Okay, now this center widget tells our Flutter application, okay, that whatever the visible and the remaining area on the screen will be occupied by this center widget. Okay, so the center widget will completely occupy this remaining area, and inside it will be having a child parameter which will be containing our text attribute. Okay, now you can also provide some font or any sort of sizes, text style to your text widgets as well by using the style attribute. So if you want to provide some style, then you can write text style. Okay, and over here it will give you a list of options like font family, font size, font weight, and etc. So let's make it font size 20 and font weight will make it bold. These are the other options that you can set, okay, for font weight, bold, and other values. So let's select bold. Now let us see what our lint is trying to tell. So it is telling us to remove unnecessary const keyword. Okay, so it is gone, hot reloaded, and now you can see our text with some beautiful text style. Now after this, our scaffold is having another attribute, which is bottom navigation bar. Okay, so to create a bottom navigation bar, all you have to type a bottom navigation bar attribute, and inside it we will write a bottom navigation bar widget. Now this widget will again have an attribute of item, which will contain a list of bottom navigation bar items. Okay, now here I have created 3 bottom navigation items. Okay, each is having an icon and a title. So this line on the title suggests that it is deprecated. Okay, so now we want to migrate it to label, and the error will be gone. And now it is suggesting me that the text is not applicable. You simply have to write the name. So that's all. Just copy paste this over here as well, and we'll make it. We'll change the text name. We'll change the icon name as well. We'll search for school. Okay, again here we'll search for business, and we'll change its name to business as well. Okay, here we are done with our bottom navigation bar as well. So now I will click on it. So now we'll hot reload it, so you can see that you are having a beautiful bottom navigation bar on your device. We will learn about that when we click on a particular navigation button, bottom navigation bar item, then we should navigate to a different page or a different screen. So we'll learn about these things or by using stateful widgets in our later videos. Okay, now we will see how to implement a drawer in our scaffold. Now a drawer is nothing but our navigation drawer, which you have seen in various applications. So after this app bar, let's just say type drawer. Okay, here you can see a drawer. Now there are 2 types of drawer. A drawer which will be visible over here. Okay, and end drawer, it will show your drawer over here on the end side of your application bar. So let us see our simple drawer. Okay, so first, to create a drawer, we have to use the drawer attribute of our scaffold. Okay, then we will write our drawer widget. Now the drawer widget will have a child attribute, which here we are going to call a list view widget. As the name suggests, that list view indicates a list of widgets, okay, which will be scrollable. Now the list view will be having a parameter of children, okay, which contains various numbers of widgets. Okay, now first widget is our drawer header. So before explaining this, let me just hot reload it and show you with an example. As you can see that we are having a navigation drawer or app bar. So when I click on it, so this is our drawer header. Okay, all these items are inside a list view. First item is our drawer header with some specific text, which is our drawer header. Okay, we have provided it some color and size. Okay, and inside this drawer header, it is having a property of decoration, so you can also provide some decoration or styling to your drawer header as well. Okay, you can explore the rest of its attributes like border, radius, image, shape on your own. Okay, now after this drawer header, we are having 2 list style widgets. Okay, list styles are nothing but the widgets which are generally used inside the list views. Okay, these are the standard material widgets. Now each list style is having 2 attributes. First is a leading, which indicates that what icon you want to show on the leading side of your list style. Okay, and second is title with some specific text. Okay, now if you want to show this drawer to the end side of or to the trailing side of your application bar, all you have to do is write end drawer. Okay, and hot reload your application. So right now you can see that our navigation drawer is not visible on the application bar. Can you tell me the reason why? So if you have guessed it correctly, then yes, the answer is because we have already provided one action. Okay, for our app bar over here. So all we have to do is just remove this particular attribute and again hot reload it. So now you can see our beautiful navigation bar over here, navigation bar over here. Okay. Now last but not the least, but this is one of my most favorite and most important attribute of scaffold, which is a floating action button, or you can say fab button. Now this floating action button dot extended means that generally when we use floating action buttons, then at that time we simply use some icons, okay, but if you want to add some text with icons, so at that time we use floating action button dot extended. We provided some text as label and some icon with some background color. Okay, currently it's on pressed is null. So now when you will hot reload it, here you can see a beautiful floating action button on your screen, and its on pressed is currently null. Okay, so this is the use of floating action button. You can explore the rest of the properties of the scaffold on your own. Okay, and some of the other important attributes we are going to see in our later videos. Okay, but the most important ones I have explained you in this video. Okay, one more thing, that if you want to change the location of your floating action button, so you can use the floating action button location property. Over here you have to write floating action button location dot, and it will show you at what particular location you want to see your action button. So let us say we want to see it at center top, and simply hot reload it. So now it is over here, and now we'll change it to, let's say, end float, and again hot reload it. So it is over here. So you can explore all the various options on your own. So that's all for this video. In our next video we will start with our basic standard widgets, which is container, images and rows and columns. So till then, keep practicing and see you in the next video.